and welcome, Transformers fans. I am John, host of Video Games in the World, and welcome to my review of Transformers: The War for Cybertron Trilogy Season 1, Siege! All I gotta say about this show is that this is exactly how you do a reboot. That bears repeating. This is exactly how you should do a reboot. That's right. I enjoyed all 6 episodes of the first chapter of the War for Cybertron trilogy titled Siege. Now take note, this is an original TV Netflix series that is in no way connected to the video games that was released 10 years ago. Wow, I still can't believe that it was released 10 years ago. And the best part is, folks, I still have it. And I want to play this as of now. And I still got my PS3, folks. Okay. When I saw this, I was absolutely impressed with this dark and intense reboot. I consider this reboot to be a love letter for the fans of the G1 Transformers that saw the first cartoon back in the 80s. I mean, I wasn't born in 84. I was born 2 years after the original cartoon was released. And that same year that the movie was released, and Season 3 as well. With all that said and done, let us begin the review of Transformers: War for Cybertron Trilogy Chapter 1, Siege. Civil war between Autobots and Decepticons has ravaged Cybertron, homeworld to the Transformers, for millions of years. Megatron, leader of the Decepticons, is searching for the Allspark as a last resort to end this tragic conflict. Optimus Prime, leader of the Autobots, is trying to prevent Megatron's goals, even if it means Cybertron's destruction in order to save it. As I said, this reboot is a love letter to all the G1 fans of the original 1984 cartoon, which I remember and hold dearly in my heart and in my mind up until this day. This show is dark, gritty, and intense. I love how they kept the original looks of the Transformers instead of giving them the Michael Bay looks. Don't get me wrong about Michael Bay's movies. The first one was good, second one was garbage, third and onward were absolute meh. But Bumblebee, that was how Transformers is supposed to be. But enough of the Bayformers, back to this trilogy. What I loved about this show is not just keeping the original looks, the animations, and the music. They were pretty great and awesome. At some points the episodes felt a bit meh, but I still liked them. What I loved was the retelling of the conflict between Autobots and Decepticons. Both factions want peace for their homeworld, and they both know that this war is wrong. However, the Autobots believe that freedom is the right of all sentient beings, which is indeed a true statement. The Decepticons believe in conquest, but only a select few have a sense of honor, like Jetfire, for example. I love how Bumblebee at first is not on any side, but we all know the hero he is meant to become. I love how he wants only to survive and wants nothing to do with either side, but still believes that both the war and one faction is wrong. I also love that Ratchet helps his fellow Cybertronians disregarding which faction they are from. This story is how, if this war is to end, Cybertronians need to work together to end the war and defeat the ones who are willing to continue the war in the name of conquest. Megatron represents the desire for power and abusing it to conquer and subjugate all of Cybertron to his Decepticon rule by using the Allspark for that purpose. Optimus Prime represents the belief that the misuse and abuse of power can lead to the destruction of everyone who wants to use that power to help others, including the one who desires to use it for greed, subjugation, and domination. Now, is Megatron right to fight against oppression that his faction endured? Yes, but his mindset is absolutely wrong. Why? Greed, arrogance, and deception, and abuse of power. What makes Optimus Prime better than Megatron, though? Compassion, and not terminating someone for reprehensible actions, but some who are reprehensible and won't admit their wrongdoings may have to die, you know? Starscream is the type of villain that is willing to betray his superiors due to his lust for power and outshine one soldier or superior to him. And I could tell that he might scheme against Megatron, much like in the original cartoons. Now, in terms of the voice acting, the voice dub was amazing and felt original vibes to the original cartoon to some degree. The voices of Optimus Prime and Megatron gave some vibes to that of the original cartoon, and I gotta say that they all did great. Look, I know we all loved Peter Cullen and Frank Welker, but they cannot be their respective characters forever, since they're already pretty old. No offense to them, of course. So to wrap this up, I gotta say that this first season was fantastic and awesome. I can't wait to see what's going to happen next season, which is titled Earthrise. Hopefully, we shall see the Autobots and Decepticons duke it out on planet Earth, much like in the original show. Hopefully, we see the rebooted versions of Spike Witwicky as well. Of course, we might see some humans team up with the Decepticons and other humans with the Autobots. FJ DeSanto did an amazing job with this series. My final score for Season 1 is a 9 out of 10. That is a review of the War for Cybertron trilogy. Stay tuned for an opinion news and later, the conclusion of my Illusion of Gaia playthrough streaming. Later, everyone!